Hey friends, my name is Furman. Back in 2015, I was contracted by TLC to do a special, and it was called Submissive Wives Guide to Marriage. It was a one-time special. It was never picked up. At the time, I was really disappointed, but actually, I'm really thankful it wasn't picked up, because doing marriage that way is not very popular. And honestly, I mean, who wants the criticism, right? But all that to say, following the show, I was amazed at all the people that contacted me and were asking, what is that all about? What is that? And really what that was, all it was biblical marriage. And there really wasn't much to it, but I was kind of blown away. And so since then, it's been almost 8 years, I continue to get inquiries from around the world. People going, what is this? Can you tell me more about what this is? And so while I have, I've put some YouTube videos on my page over the years on marriage, I have just felt kind of a calling, I guess, to be more consistent and to share marriage tips, marriage suggestions, advice to anyone that's interested. So what this is, it's just marriage God's way. That's it. When we follow His blueprints for doing marriage, I'm telling you, it makes the biggest difference in our lives, in the lives of our family. It brings joy back into our family. I remember back in 2003, I was in a loveless marriage. My husband and I were merely cohabitating. I had 2 small children. My life was a mess. Our marriage was a mess. And I remember my next door neighbor gave me a book, and it was based on God's Word. It was called The Politically Incorrect Wife. And as I began to read it, and as I began to apply it, this woman, Nancy Cobb, she was teaching me how to do marriage God's way. And as I began to put just those little practical suggestions into work in my everyday life, there were little miracles happening in my marriage and in my family. And I mean, really within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I mean, the joy was back in my home. And y'all, that was 2003. I'm still living those principles that I was taught way back when. And y'all, they work. I'm 51 years old. I was married in 1995. I married my high school sweetheart in 1995. And as of today, I pray it doesn't change, our marriage is stronger and sweeter than it's ever been. Y'all, I'm not married to like the Hallmark guy, you know, like the guy in the Hallmark movie. That's not him. And so just complete disclosure, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm just a woman who has been doing ministry for probably 15 to 20 years, teaching women how to do what God's Word says. And so look at me as a friend. Look at me as maybe a mentor. Let me tell you who my mentors have been. That woman who wrote that book, The Politically Incorrect Wife, she ended up becoming one of my good friends. She wrote The Politically Incorrect Wife, How to Get Your Husband to Listen to You, How to Get Your Husband to Talk to You, the best things I've ever done for my marriage. She wrote these books back in the late 90s, and she became a mentor of mine. And my precious, precious mentor who went home to be with the Lord 2 years ago. She's in heaven now. I was taught by some of the best women. And anyway, I want to teach you. I want to help you. As I look at our country, as I look at our world, marriages are falling apart. Families are falling apart. And we're investing as women, we're investing in our careers, which there's nothing wrong with that, but we can't sacrifice our husbands and our families in our investment in our career. And I say that as somebody who has a career. But our husbands have to be our number one priority, our number one human priority. And as you invest, oh, sweet friend, I'm telling you, your world will change, your marriage will change, your family life will change. You will be amazed. And so as we begin this little journey together, I hope to post once a week, God willing, right? This first video It's all about investing and making a decision to invest in your marriage, invest in your man. And as you make that decision, girl, good things are going to happen. See you next week.